My best friend's brother was out of the army. I heard he'd been injured on a mission, lost the ability to have kids. My friend Carol was practically in mourning. I'm child-free by choice, and now my brother's shooting blanks, she'd wailed. It's like our family name, Finley, is at its fin. The end of the line. We're finished. A few days later, I finally met this legendary tough-as-nails brother of hers, and my world tilted on its axis. He looked exactly like my daughter's father, the man I'd slept with years ago. Carol was sobbing dramatically into her beer bottle at a BBQ joint. I was even planning on setting you two up when he got back, she slurred. Nellie could have been my honest-to-God niece. But a man who can't, he's basically a dud, and you're my best friend. I couldn't do that to you. As she spoke, her phone buzzed on the table. Carol was already passed out, her head on the sticky table, completely oblivious. I hesitated, but when the insistent ringing started up for the third time, I picked it up for her. Mom says if you're not dead, get your ass home. The voice was deep, rough around the edges, and strangely pleasant. I pinched my earlobe, which had suddenly gone hot. Hello, this is a friend of Carol's. We're at a grill house. Would you be able to come and pick her up? There was no way Carol was getting home under her own power tonight, and I'd had a few drinks myself. A ride would be a lifesaver. Before the man on the other end could respond, Carol's head shot up from the table as if she'd been resurrected. Oh, my poor brother, she howled. Spent his youth at the academy, got to be an old man, and he's probably still a virgin, and now no one's ever going to want him. The other end of the line went unnervingly silent. The sheer awkwardness of the moment sobered me up a little. She's had a lot to drink. Address, number 8, South Ring Road. The line went dead. Soon, a black SUV pulled up, and a tall man got out. He wore a rugged work jacket, his frame defined by broad shoulders and long legs. I couldn't see his face in the dim light, only a sharp, imposing silhouette. At that exact moment, a video call came through on my phone. Is that Nellie? Carol mumbled, squinting at my screen. Calling so late. I hope everything's okay. You should take it. My brother's here. She waved a floppy hand at the approaching figure. A knot of parental anxiety tightened in my stomach. Without a proper greeting for the man, I just waited for him to get closer before stepping aside to answer the call. Nellie's tiny, beaming face immediately filled the screen. Mommy! Her cheerful smile was an instant relief. Hey, sweetie, why are you still awake? I missed you. In the background, I could hear my mom's voice. We took her down to the creek to catch crawfish today, and she's been wired ever since. Refused to sleep until she talked to you. You're still out? Just catching up with Carol. My mom had taken Nellie to visit our old family home for a few days, giving me a rare bit of quiet. Is Auntie Carol there? Nellie's face squished against the camera again. Mommy, I want to talk to Auntie Carol. I glanced back towards the restaurant entrance. Carol had been hoisted over the tall man's shoulder like a sack of potatoes and was being unceremoniously dumped into the passenger seat of the SUV. That's right, dumped. The corner of my mouth twitched. He really was a man of action. Having Nellie was an accident. 4 years ago, I'd just gone through a bad breakup. I was at a bar, trying to drown my sorrows, when I met him. He was a paradox of smoldering intensity and buttoned-up restraint. Every breath he took seemed to land squarely on every one of my weak spots. Fueled by liquid courage, I took him home. To my surprise, we were perfectly in sync. Even now, I can remember the shiver that went through me when his calloused hands brushed against my skin. At the time, I thought maybe this could be the start of something real. But when I woke up the next morning, he was taking a phone call, his expression suddenly grim and serious. Copy that. I'm on my way. He hung up and was on his feet in an instant, pulling on his clothes. He scribbled a string of numbers on a notepad. I have an emergency deployment. You can reach me at this number, and then he was gone. I never even learned his name. I assumed that was the end of it. But a month later, I found out I was pregnant. With no other choice, I tried the number